In this journey, we'll explore the moon not just as a barren rock, but as humanity's possible second home. We'll uncover the brutal realities of survival: no air, no atmosphere, and constant radiation. We'll dive into its hidden treasures: frozen water locked in shadowy craters, and helium-3 that could one day fuel a clean energy revolution. We'll imagine bold solutions: underground cities carved into ancient lava tubes, solar-powered peaks of eternal light, and machines preparing the way before humans arrive. And above all, we'll confront the ultimate question: will the moon unite us as a shared frontier, or divide us in the struggle for control? The moon has always been more than just a distant object in our night sky. It is the only celestial body that every human being across all civilizations has gazed upon. To ancient cultures, it was a symbol of mystery, rhythm, and power. To modern science, it is the closest world beyond Earth, only 384,000 kilometers away, a distance that, in cosmic terms, is practically our backyard. When astronauts first set foot on the lunar surface in 1969, the dream of making the moon more than a fleeting destination began to grow. Today, that dream has evolved into a grand vision. Could we one day build a civilization on the moon? So let us begin where all lunar dreams must start: on its surface. Imagine standing on its gray surface. The sky above you is a permanent black, scattered with sharp, unblinking stars. Earth looms above the horizon, glowing blue and white, never rising or setting, because the moon is tidally locked. One side always faces us, while the far side remains hidden, a world of its own. Some see this as a symbol of duality: light and dark, known and unknown. What would it feel like to live in a place where Earth is always frozen in the sky? A constant reminder of home you can never fully return to. Why would we want to build a civilization here? The moon is not only close, it is strategically valuable. With only 1/6 of Earth's gravity, launching spacecraft from the lunar surface would require far less energy. The moon could become a natural launch pad for deeper missions into the solar system, whether to Mars, asteroids, or beyond. Its surface might even harbor resources like helium-3, a rare isotope that could one day power nuclear fusion reactors. Some imagine it as a clean energy revolution waiting to happen. Others see it as an illusion, a resource too scarce or difficult to harness. And perhaps most importantly, the moon could serve as a training ground. Before we leap further into space, we must learn to survive on a world that is not our own. But how do you prepare for a life where every breath depends on technology? The moon, for all its beauty, is also unforgiving. Unlike Earth, it has no atmosphere, which means no breathable air, no weather, and no shield from deadly cosmic radiation or micrometeorite impacts. Temperatures swing violently between extremes, plunging to minus 173 degrees Celsius during the long night, then soaring to over 127 degrees Celsius in the harsh daylight. There is no magnetic field to deflect the constant bombardment of solar radiation. For settlers, stepping outside without protection would be like walking naked into the vacuum of space. Some people see this as the ultimate test of human resilience. Others wonder whether we're designed for such extremes at all. Water, the foundation of life, is also scarce. NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter and India's Chandrayaan missions confirmed frozen water at the poles, hidden in permanent shadows. But the question is, will it be enough? Imagine entire communities depending on ice, locked in craters colder than Pluto, a resource both essential and precarious. How long before it sparks competition? Another challenge is gravity itself. Life evolved under Earth's pull, and the moon's weaker gravity could erode muscles and bones, distort balance, and even alter eyesight. NASA's work aboard the International Space Station already shows these effects. What happens when generations grow up on the moon? Do they remain human in the same way we are? Or will their bodies, even their minds, begin to diverge from us? Energy is another puzzle. Each lunar day lasts 14 Earth days, followed by 14 nights of darkness. Solar power shines with promise, but falters in those long nights. Nuclear reactors could keep the lights on, but their risks are heavy. Do we gamble on familiar but dangerous systems, or invent new ones altogether? And then comes the question that is less about science and more about ourselves. Who owns the moon? The 1967 Outer Space Treaty says no nation can claim it. Yet history shows that where resources lie, disputes often follow. Some dream of international cooperation, a shared heritage of humankind. Others suspect competition is inevitable. Would the moon unite us or divide us more deeply? Still, human imagination rarely accepts impossibility. Solutions emerge in unexpected forms. Instead of fragile surface bases, why not build underground? Lava tubes carved by ancient volcanic flows stretch beneath the surface. Vast natural tunnels, some large enough to fit entire cities. Here, colonists could live shielded from radiation, wrapped in protective layers of regolith, safe from the chaos above. A city underground, is it a sanctuary or a cave that cuts us off from the stars? At the poles, sunlight touches certain peaks almost constantly. These peaks of eternal light could become solar strongholds, powering settlements with near-continuous energy. For backup, compact nuclear reactors could hum steadily in the darkness. In sealed bioreactors and hydroponic farms, plants can thrive, recycling water and air while providing food for settlers. The idea of a closed loop, where nothing is wasted and everything circulates, mirrors Earth's ecosystems. Perhaps living on the moon would teach us to respect the delicate balance we take for granted here at home. Even the soil underfoot, once thought useless, hides potential. Lunar regolith can release oxygen, yield metals, and even form bricks through 3D printing. Entire buildings could rise out of the dust itself, crafted from the very ground settlers walk on. Some might see that as poetic, life emerging from lifelessness. Others might see only the fragility of such dependence. Machines, too, will play their part. AI-driven robots could work tirelessly, preparing habitats before settlers arrive, repairing systems when humans cannot. A civilization partly built by us, partly by machines. What kind of culture grows out of such a partnership? The early years of settlement would lean heavily on Earth. Supply chains, communication, and emergency lifelines would tie the moon to its parent planet. But with time, those bonds could loosen. Imagine an economy where the moon exports energy, metals, or launch services, while importing ideas and culture from Earth. A two-world system, fragile yet intertwined. And what about daily life? Children growing up in lava tube schools, learning from AI tutors through simulations so real, they blur the line between lesson and experience. Jobs range from engineering and mining to farming and teaching. Communities celebrate festivals not by Earth's calendar, but by the slow rhythm of lunar days and nights. Over generations, would they still think of themselves as Earthlings or something new? Economies might be unrecognizable. Energy credits, digital currencies, or even barter systems, where water and oxygen become wealth. A society shaped not by abundance, but by necessity. Would that make it fragile or resilient in ways Earth societies have forgotten? Life on the moon would reshape human thought as much as human bodies. For some, it might feel like exile, a punishment of gray dust and endless night. For others, it could feel like a rebirth, a pilgrimage to a frontier untouched by history. Perhaps new philosophies would emerge, ideas of belonging, of home, of identity that Earth could never produce. Speculative visions run wild, mining helium-3 to fuel reactors on Earth, vast underground cities stretching for kilometers, or a lunar economy trading, not just goods, but knowledge, culture, even art. Some might see this as the dawn of a new era. Others, a dangerous distraction from the planet we already have. The challenges are immense, but humanity's story has always been one of reaching beyond limits. The first airplanes, the first satellites, the first footsteps on the moon. All were once thought impossible. Now, with NASA's Artemis program, ESA's lunar projects, and growing international efforts, the groundwork is already being laid. But will history remember the moon as our stepping stone or our stumbling block? The moon will never be Earth. It cannot replace the cradle where humanity was born. But perhaps that is its gift. It challenges us to adapt, to innovate, to redefine what it means to be human. A lunar civilization is not about escape. It is about expansion, about taking the first step on a journey into the deep unknown. And maybe one day, children will grow up under the eternal Earthrise, seeing it as naturally as we see blue skies. Some call it a dream, others destiny. But what about you? Would you want to live on the moon, to call its gray dust and endless night your home? If you enjoyed this journey, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more explorations of the universe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective could be part of the conversation shaping humanity's future among the stars.